Thank you very much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, our focus have been on the alternative for vehicles, charging infrastructures, and policy framework.
So this is the outline how the presentation is going to go. So just to give a background on why are we talking about EV and why are we talking about integration. So the Nigerian energy space in terms of transportation is undergoing a gradual transition. And this is driven by certain factors such as high fuel cost. If you remember the president's speech, I don't think anybody will forget, at least if you don't remember anything about the speech on his election inauguration day, you remember subsidy is gone. So for subsidy, for high fuel prices, we have energy security concerns, the war at Iran, where we see that chain supply has been broken, emission consideration, trying to meet up with the sustainable goals, and also technology shifts. So in the light of this, two alternative fuel solutions are on the rise: CNG, compressed natural gas for transport, and electric vehicles, EV. So in my opinion, CNG and EV will play a critical role in transport energy transition. They can work side to side, side by side, and to attain this objective. So why integration? The conventional and traditional stations that we have were built to serve PMS, that's petrol, AGO, diesel, LPG, and kerosene, which I'm not sure if people still use kerosene, but these are the main products. So now I've mentioned the reason, the pressure why we're talking about, why this discussion is even coming about in terms of integration. We have a high dependence on fuel imports, even though we still have the Dangote refinery doing refining at the moment. We have crude oil that is still being imported. High prices of fuel, diesel and petrol, over 1,000 naira now. The need for cleaner energy, and also there's a growing rise because of this price. We've seen it gradually increase demand for alternative energy. So what are the advantages, and why are we talking about, what are the advantages of integration? So basically what integration means is, how do we deploy CNG and EV into existing stations? So the advantage is you have strategic location. If you are in this space of the CNG, you will know that trying to get a very decent location in a viable environment is really tough. Especially in Lagos, you have high price, the cost of land now, you're looking at billions, half a billion, sometimes for 2 plots of land. It's quite on the high side. So strategic locations, also trying to meet up with the regulatory requirements of safety distance is quite tough. So having an existing station and trying to integrate is a very good advantage, where you can bypass all this in terms of cost savings. Also, existing infrastructure. Where you have an existing station, you are going to save money considering compared to when you are building from scratch. Already the existing station already has its admin buildings, the floor has been done. So there's a lot of cost savings that can come from integration. What are the challenges? Modification and reconstruction, especially when you have a station that was not planned to take CNG and EV. You now have to start modifying the station, trying to meet up with the requirements to fit a CNG station. More for CNG, actually. For you to deploy a CNG station, you need about 1,000 square meters. So imagine that's in the existing station. So averagely, you're looking at a station that should have over 2,000 square meters. But for EV, it's easy. You just need like parking space for 2 cars. Also, space constraints, like I mentioned, to meet up with the regulatory requirements, safety distances, you need about 1,000 square meters. That's within the existing station. Lastly, power constraints, because so it now depends on the type of EV infrastructure you're trying to develop, the power capacity. There might be a need for you to upgrade your transformer and also change your generator to meet up with this power demand. So I've come up with 3 models for if in consideration for CNG and EV deployment or integration. First model, you can collocate where you have your CNG and EV charging stations existing together. So that means you have a multi-fueling, like in an existing station, you can have the CNG and you can have the EV all in one. That's where you provide Lagosians or Nigerians different alternatives for fueling. The second model, you can stagger it in phase. Either you start with EV charging stations, which is easy to deploy. Once you have the charging docks and you have space to accommodate 2 cars, you can easily deploy as long as you have the power demand for it. Then later you can now add your EV CNG station to it. The last model is a dedicated multi-energy hub. That one, you start from the scratch, from beginning. You're not integrating from the commencement or development of that station. You're already considering to have CNG, EV, PMS, AGO, LPG, all in one, which is easy to deploy. That way, you're meeting all the layouts, you're meeting all the standards, you're not doing any modification to the sites, and there's no reconstruction. So on that note, one of the things we are doing in Lagos State, Iberia Oil and Gas Corporation is a agency under the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Lagos State government. In a few weeks, we will be launching our what we call an energy hub, where we have different alternatives of fueling to Lagosians. So this is a one-stop shop for fueling, where you can drive your car in. If you want to buy PMS, you can buy AGO, you can charge your EV cars, you can buy CNG, all in one station. This is a game changer, and we believe that once we launch this, there are plans to expand this across Lagos State as well. So in closing, integrating EV and CNG into Nigerian fuel infrastructure offers a practical pathway to support energy transition, improve transport resilience, thereby we're not reliant on one particular fuel, we're not reliant on PMS or AGO, and also enable phased decarbonization. So there's a talk about everybody saying that once they transit and what's going to happen to the existing traditional stations. We have over 11 million vehicles in Nigeria, so we can't say that the PMS and AGO is going to go. It's not going to go anytime soon. You still have people that are going to want to use their PMS, they want to use AGO. So the game is for us to transform and have a diverse mobility energy platform where in one station you can have different options of fueling, PMS, AGO, LPG, CNG, EV, also biogas. Thank you very much.